Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. This is a 2011 match sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with a bunch of other Gosu Gamers replays. Thank you very much to the person who sent me these. I can't remember your name right now, and I just can't assume that you want me to give you a shout out and expose you to the internet as large. Okay, so this is Coliseum 2.0 between NaDa and Ret, two of the most famous StarCraft players of all time. Top left-hand corner is the white Terran player. It is NaDa. And then far, far away in the bottom right is the red Zerg player. It's gonna be Ret. Now, Ret is from the Netherlands. He is basically considered one of the greatest foreign Brood War players of all time. Says he became one of the best foreigner Brood War players on one of the best foreigner Brood War teams, including ESC, TOT, and Media. He chose to move to Korea in 2009 after being invited by the professional South Korean team Estro team to take a shot at being a StarCraft 1 pro gamer. What an incredible player he is. He is, according to Liquidpedia, his playstyle can be described in one way: macro Zerg. His monstro macro overwhelms opponents with units, creep, tech, and superior economies. Ret often establishes a large economic advantage by cutting corners defensively in the early game, which often gives him an economic edge in the mid to late game. He is well known for quickly building a high drone count and opting to create drones instead of units, even when it seems unwise to others. This is a double-edged sword that in sometimes he has overdroned and lost games, causing instability in Ret's tournament results. So macro guy, he's basically larva before larva. And in the top left, NaDa. Just, if you know Brood War at all, you know NaDa, right? South Korean professional StarCraft pro gamer who played Terran for We Made Fox. He was nicknamed the Genius Terran for his excellent macro management, mechanics, and innovative strategies. Currently plays on Africa after being discharged from the military in April 2015. Quick biography for him, as not much is happening here. I mean, we are going for the hatchery. For Ret, he's got some gas coming in here too, and just a, is that a double barracks opening here? It is. Double barracks opening here from NaDa. We'll keep an eye on that, but Liquidpedia says he's a serious contender for the greatest StarCraft pro gamer of all time, and for a good reason. As the most successful player, he has achieved a championship almost every year since he started, including 3 consecutive MSLs, followed by 3 OSL wins to win the Golden Mouse. Almost universally feared in his prime, it says something that the opponent with the greatest success against him is I Love OOV. He maintained a 61% win rate over a span of 1,100 games, more than anyone else, and is one of a handful of players with this win percentage or higher. NaDa also carried his team in Pro League, having twice won the KESPA Award for most Pro League victories out of all players. So NaDa, serious business. Probably the better player in this matchup, but the better player doesn't always win. That's how I'd like to explain StarCraft to people is the best player, you can have a better overall career, better overall skill level, but you can still lose a game of StarCraft just because someone was on that day. Somebody read you really well. Somebody's mechanics and macro are perhaps better than they are on average, and they won. That's all it takes. So Coliseum has these little guys, these little sucker colonies out, which just prevents wall-offs, right? Prevents wall-offs for Terran and Protoss. Does require you to actually build some units to kill this thing first, and then you can wall off. It just makes it a little bit harder to just straight up be protected against Zerg attacks, which is kind of strange, a little bit weird, but I don't know, don't see it on other maps, so obviously it's not something that is really common in the Brood War. So SCV running around scouting does see the lair, does see the 2 bases, does see the quick gas, does see a lack of anything else here. No Zerglings at all. Okay, no Zerglings at all. There are some Zerglings at all. There are 2 exactly on the map right now. Usually Zerg players will make 4. No, man, not Ret. He will cut those corners, as we talked about earlier, and just make as many drones as he Zergly can. He's got 5 drones on the way. He's going for metabolic boost. So really, this 1 gas looks like it is not going to be for any kind of a 2-base muta play, and that is going to be a Spire. So maybe just for Scourge. Maybe just for Scourge to deal with maybe... Is there going to be... What the heck? I mean, this is usually what we see against Protoss, but this is 2011, so the meta is different from what I'm used to. This is the problem with casting games from all over the place, you guys. From 2008 to 2011, 2015, 2018, the game has changed. Even though there hasn't been a balance patch since 2001, the game has changed. And it will continue to change as people figure out better strategies and better ways to play. Stim on the way here. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess this could be for some Muta, but it's not any kind of a huge Muta flood. He can get some, but his gas count isn't all that healthy. Spire is like 60% complete. He can make maybe 5 Mutalisks when that thing pops, but not the 8 or 9 or 10 that we usually see. And maybe that's just an efficiency. Maybe Zerg players later on figured out earlier gas of the natural means you can get more Mutas out when this thing pops. But I mean, this is 2011. This isn't like 2001 or like 99 or anything stupid like that. Like super early in the meta. So I don't know. I'm not sure what he's actually... what this timing is. You know what? Actually, maybe I'm just an idiot. Sometimes I am. A lot of the time I am. He can make 7 Mutas. So, fair enough. He can make 7 Mutas if he wants. He's making 4 right now. It's actually the minerals that are holding him back, not the gas right now. Third base coming up far, far away. And here comes our first attack from NaDa. He's got Marines. He's got Medics. He's got those Fire Bats in there too. Up 47 to 36 total supply. Again, Zerg players are usually down in the early stages of the game. Actual real Sunkens being built up here on this creep provided by the fake Sunken. And he just canceled that one. He just canceled that one. So here comes the attack. And I don't know, man. 2 Sunkens with any kind of support is really hard to deal with. But there's the stim. Maybe not with some Mutas here. NaDa doesn't like what he sees at all. Did he actually? Oh, picked off a Medic. Nice job there by Rhett. 3 more Mutalisks in production. That Muta flock is pretty nice right now. He's got 6. He's going to have 10 sooner rather than later. Third base not actually getting attacked here. Kind of surprised by that. I would have imagined that NaDa would come in and go after that one, but choosing not to. Is that sound volume low? Did we mess with the... No, we didn't. Everything's fine. All right. Sounding a little quiet in my ears, but maybe that's just me. All right, so Mutalisks doing the old Muta dance. We're going to pick off Marines at the edges here. We're going to pick off Medics at the edges too. Maybe lose a couple Mutas, but trying to get efficient trades here. That is the name of the game. Meanwhile, Natural Base is happily running for NaDa. He is got Engineering Bay. He's working on additional upgrades, including U-751 shells. Is that what it is? No, it's not. It's 238. I always just get U-571 stuck in my head. That is a submarine movie about World War II. But anyway, goodbye everybody. Goodbye that whole group. The Mutas just wiped them all out. Wow, NaDa. All right, man. That did not go very well for you at all. Meanwhile, Firebat wandering up here to try to deal with this third. But again, Firebats can't shoot up, and they will explode upon death. Also, another Firebat. The Mutas barely stopped to deal with that guy. So we've got a bunch of missile turrets here. 3 on the bottom, 1 on the top. Pretty good setup here on those turrets. And enough Marines with Stim to really make Rhett think twice about just diving on in there. Yeah, I mean, he's going to, again, pick around the edges, picking off SCVs, building missile turrets. That's a good thing to do. Marines that overextend a little bit, picking them off. Again, the micro here by Rhett was not really mentioned all that much in the Liquipedia, but his micro is also very, very good. I mean, okay, as he loses a couple Mutas, just to prove me wrong a little bit, but he's been fine. He's doing this pretty darn well. It's 48 to 53 supply is really keeping NaDa on his back foot right now, keeping it home, allowing him to go for, holy smokes, an 8-minute Hive. Queen's Nest down, Hive down. I just have to imagine this is going to be Ultras? Probably Ultras is my guess. He's got idle drones here. Come on, man. Get him to work. You can do it. Mutalisks taking shots from missile turrets. Keep losing their number, man. We've got 7 of them. Replacing them a little bit. 2 more on the way. Gonna bring that number up to 9. Close to 10 is I think where he wants to keep this thing going. Missile turret guys spinning in unison here. Well, actually, no, they're not. Are they actually spinning at different rates? No. I can't tell, though. I can't tell. I can't focus enough. I'm trying to cast the StarCraft game. Nope. Not going to happen. Creep Colony. Additional Sunkens here. A lot of static defense from Rhett, which I'm a huge fan of, honestly. Any static defense you can have in StarCraft, I am down with. I know pros don't usually like to throw it down because it costs an entire drone if you're Zerg, or it costs a lot of resources if you're Protoss or Terran, but sometimes static defense is what keeps you alive. And as Day 9 taught me many, many years ago, the strategy for StarCraft is to not die. Everything you do needs to be keyed into not dying. Oh, careful. Careful flying on in. I'm hearing these Muta deaths. We're back down to 7. Catching some shots as you run away there. NaDa not being all that aggressive, honestly. And he hasn't really been able to with the Mutas flying around. But Holy crap, Rhett. Rhett is going for an Ultralisk Greater Spire and an Ultralisk Cavern at the same time and getting adrenal glands. This is the fastest tier 3 Zerg I have ever seen in Brood War, you guys. This is absolutely bonkers. Wow, those Lings did not want to do that. They did not want to run through that gauntlet and just get absolutely murdered by these dudes. Absolutely not. So, what are we making? Are we making stuff? He's really tried to skate so long on just these mutalisks. His drone count is looking pretty darn fantastic. He's got 3 saturations, 3 full saturations on extractors right now. The Marines are sitting pretty at +1 attack. Working on that +1 infantry armor too. And NaDa's doing okay for himself. He's getting continual upgrades. He's working on science vessels, which are incredibly important against Zerg, especially if you got some defilers coming on out here. That is some really fast Guardian. That is some really, really fast Guardian, Rhett. Also, Guardians, more viable in 2011 than 2015? Discuss in the comments. I don't know. Guardians not super viable. They hit hard. Okay, they do. And they have good range, but so many things are so good against them. Marines are great against them if they can get under them. Wraiths are fantastic against them too. Science vessels can irradiate them, and they're really hard. They're really slow to move apart from each other and split as you need to do. But look at these adrenal gland Lings. They're so happy. They have +1 ground carapace and that's it, but they have adrenal glands. A base! Oh, there wasn't a base to kill. Like, NaDa hasn't expanded, and he's disappointed about this. Alright, so SCV, look how fast that SCV dies. And the whole army is coming back to deal with these dudes. Coming back to deal with these Lings. Look at them just chomping those Marines to bits. Look at that. This is not a huge Ling attack, but this is buying more time for Rhett to do what he wants to do, which is get all of the tier 3 stuff, get additional bases. He's got a 4th coming up at the top right-hand corner. These Lings are finally going to get cleaned out, but they got another SCV there. That was really, really effective stuff out of Rhett. Really fantastic, but the 4th base got down in the meantime. Wow, Rhett is playing this pretty darn well. That said, he's down 75 to 104 supply. But when these ultras start popping, anabolic synthesis on the way, which again is an upgrade that has been ported to StarCraft 2. I know you guys mostly don't watch StarCraft, and a lot of my StarCraft 2 guys don't watch Brood War, and I get that. But man, I wish there's a little bit more crossover between you guys, because I love both of these games, and I really feel like if they were given a chance by most of you, you'd love both of them too. But if you don't, I get it. I'm not gonna be that upset. All right, so Scourge trying to dive on into these science vessels, but the Marines chasing them away. We've seen this dance a million times. Flash is the best at it, so we'll see how many of these science vessels actually die. That said, NaDa really up there too. Really up there among one of the more successful players in all of StarCraft Brood War history, which says a lot, because there have been a lot of amazing players. All right, so moving out with the Marines, with the science vessels, are there any fire bats in here? I think they'd be pretty good, maybe, but nah, definitely not. Are there any ultras out? I saw them being built. Where are they? Dang, Guardians out? Ultralisks out? This is just... yeah, this looks real scary if you're NaDa in a straight-up engagement. I don't know what you do about this. The Ultras are in there tanking Guardians, raining down fire from above. Are there any defilers is the question of the day. Does he have a defiler mound? This is where his tech lives, but I don't see it. Really don't see it. Whoa, easy there, science vessels. Got an irradiate on one of the Guardians. Scourge, no, not allowed. You're not allowed to pick off one of those science vessels. Absolutely not. Is he going home? Did he see the Guardians and Ultras and say, all right, that's enough? That's not going to happen. Goodbye, Guardian. We knew thee well. So yeah, 4 base to 2 base right now. 3rd base has landed just barely for NaDa along this left side. Economically, Rhett, as it was expressed on Liquidpedia, is on fire right now. He has a massive economy. So much gas income that he needs because he's going for all of the stuff for Zerg. He's going for Scourge, gas heavy. Ultralisks, gas heavy. Guardians, so gas heavy. Still no defiler around. I find this odd. Maybe he is like larvae. He doesn't feel like defilers are great. Feels like they're not worth it, maybe. And then there's the Jaedong strategy, which is use them even when they're maybe not the right answer. Jaedong, we saw that. It was a Jaedong versus Perfect Man game that I cast. Really good one. Epic tag, by the way. All right, man. Ultras coming on in. Okay, irradiating the Ultras, but that just actually kind of helps science vessels going down to those Scourge a little bit here. If the Ultras actually got a full surround on these guys instead of getting distracted, I think maybe they could wipe out this whole Terran army. The micro isn't really there from NaDa right now, but it doesn't matter. That is a lot of dead Ultralisk. littering the ground around them. They've got +2 attack. They've got medics to heal them. They were stacked up. They lost a lot of good men that day, but that was it. That's really all that came down to. 5th hatchery coming in along at the right side. Here for Rhett. APM for these players. Well over 200, well over 300 for NaDa. Ultras coming in from the right side again, getting on top of these Marines. Irradiation does hurt everything around it, including the Marines they're attacking. Once again, just not enough. This is what Dark Swarm is for, Rhett. Okay, Defiler round almost done. You get Dark Swarm so those Marines can't adequately deal with the Ultralisks. That's what it is. As it stands, they can adequately deal with the Ultras, especially with the upgrades they have. Is that a battle cruiser? What? What now? Why battle cruisers? What is going on? This is actually the second CVT I've seen where battle cruisers were built to deal with Ultras, which doesn't seem like a great idea. But maybe it is. Maybe it works. I don't know. Is that consumed? Yes, getting consumed for that Defiler. Defilers really need that upgrade if they don't have it. What are you doing with your life? Is always my question. Link's checking to see, are there any secret bases down here? This guy, look at him. He's just like, I'm a move in a 180-degree circle. I'm a threaten anyone that thinks about coming into my corner of this map. Standing in the desert. Hanging out. Marine Army pushing ever closer. Hasn't really gotten close enough to super threaten Rhett yet in this game. Guess who's coming left side? Lings. That did not go well for them at all. Once again, Dark Swarm. Ultras on all, boy. Irradiating all of those dudes. You gotta go with them at this point. You have to go with them. If you just sit here and let them die, it's a waste of Ultralisk. Take some Marines with these dudes. No? Alright. I mean, you're not gonna die, but you're severely injured by the time this Irradiate finishes. Like, that is not a lot of HP. That is, in fact, 100 out of 400 total HP. Bad. Bad number. But, okay, now he's making 2 battle cruisers at a time. What? NaDa? NaDa. Explain to me why battle cruiser. I've been told time and time again that battle cruiser is bad in professional StarCraft. And if you use it, you should feel bad. Hey, check this out. We got Defilers and Ultras this time. That's neat. That is so much better. Okay, so going to set up down here and going to head up. Sneak attack from the south side where NaDa is not expecting it. Actually, just kidding. Backdoor attack into this third, which is actually way more effective. If NaDa's kind of away. Oh, NaDa's moving in. NaDa's coming out. Can he pick off this Defiler from the back? That'd actually be really, really good. Those tanks are... There's the Dark Swarm, but irradiating the Defiler before he can cast anything else. Oh, the Scourge Massacre was not great there. Tanks getting wiped out. Ultras fighting. And Ultras dying. That guy has got some kills, though. 4 of them, specifically. Give him 5, and then he gets rocked by a Siege tank who happens to have no attack upgrades, but it doesn't matter. Siege tanks are really, really good against Ultras. Once again, NaDa kind of on the front door of Rhett, really threatening to push in, and then just getting shut down. Okay, you guys, what? I mean, sure, the Ultras can't shoot you, but like, Ultra armor is really good, especially when they have 4. Where's the Dark Swarm? There it is. There's the Dark Swarm. Now the Ultras are really scary, and now NaDa has to get out of here. Radiates on the Defiler. Oh, the Ultras. Oh, the Defiler. Yeah, he's super dead. Good Dark Swarm, though, before he died. That was pretty good stuff. And this is just such a more effective playstyle. Don't move out of the Dark Swarm, though. Okay, well... Ultra has 5 kills. He's hiding in the Dark Swarm. He's incredibly safe in here. The Marines are trying to kill him, but they can't because all projectile attacks are negated by the Dark Swarm, but not Splash. Not the effects of Splash damage, which is why Archons are so good. And Fire Bats and stuff. Scourge. Okay, Scourge on these 7 kills and 9 kills on these BCs. Are you serious right now? Ultra's coming up from the backside. A Plague on a lot of these dudes. Nice Plague. Guardian trying to do stuff. No. Other Guardians trying to do stuff. Sort of. I mean, Ling's assisting here too. Guardians actually making stuff happen. Battle Cruisers actually participating in a meaningful way until they get... Ooh, not Scourged down at all. Actually sitting here doing pretty well for themselves. Irradiate on this Defiler. Guardians still doing stuff, man. 1 kill, 4 kills. And again, Plagued units are really good targets for Guardians because they hit from a distance, can't take any return fire. and instantly kill everything that they attack. Ah, it's the flash maneuver. Irradiating your own science vessels and moving them over. Okay, over these drones to massacre them. Another... Wait, was that a hit? I don't know if that was a Scourge hit or not. 14 kills and 12 kills on these battle cruisers. Are you serious right now? Meanwhile, another attack down south is working on this natural base of Rhett. Another Ultra goes down. An Ultra runs in to try to help and stop this thing from happening. More Ultras coming on in at the same time. This is a big counterattacking army. Actually, just reinforcing army from NaDa. So the natural base is alive. Battle cruisers, how are you still here? 16 kills and 17 kills. Scourge, nope. They get one shot. The laser battery, that does 25 damage per shot. Look at these medics just being left alone. Hey, don't mind us, they said. We're just here to party, I think. Ultras from the top side. Once again, no Dark Swarm support at all. Irradiation here, but trying to get rid of these tanks, which seems like a pretty smart thing to do. Getting rid of tanks is pretty awesome. Are they going to get this third hatch? Battle cruisers are thinking about it, that's for sure. Finally, the Ultras get cleaned out. More Ultras rolling on in. Again, this is Rhett style, man. Just make stuff and throw it at the enemy. And sometimes you'll... Oh, the other battle cruiser died. Sometimes you'll win. 28 kills, though. Not bad. Not too shabby, Mr. 28 kill battle cruiser. Gets a hatch. A hatch kill. 29 total kills. I mean, eventually we'll get this egg. What's going to hatch out of this egg? Oh, Scourge finishing off hero battle cruiser. Is that it from NaDa? Can he make any more battle cruisers? I don't think he will, but those are pretty efficient pilots, man. Really, really good stuff. All right, so 125 to 80 supply. NaDa is way in the lead right now, but look at the bases that Rhett has. He has so many bases, whereas NaDa's sitting on 4. Well, just now landing a 4th, which is good. But economically, he's got a ton of gas in the bank, but he doesn't care about gas. He's going for Marines. He's making SCVs. I guess he could be pumping out tanks here if he wanted. He's got a good number, though. Maybe he's happy with what he has. Production tab actually pretty empty for NaDa right now. Not quite sure what that's all about. Another Dark Swarm up. And once again, the answer to Dark Swarm is just move away from the Dark Swarm. That's why Dark Swarm really needs to be used in an offensive capacity, where you actually attack onto a base and throw Dark Swarm onto it, and then your units can attack without being hit. And you can't just retreat because these are buildings. They can't run away. Anyway, 5th base here in trouble. Sunken Colony actually might start picking off some of these Marines before it ends up completely dead there. Lings getting into the 4th base of NaDa. Goodbye, NaDa SCVs. Well, they're actually running pretty fast for workers, if you know what I mean. Yeah, hatch down. Doing the old irradiation science vessel trick at this top right-hand base for Rhett. He's not even really moving his dudes right now. He's just like, I don't know, you want to come over here and do some stuff? Ling's chasing these dudes around. Can they? That's a lot of tanks, man. You know what? I think you could sit in here outside of tank fire and just wreck those SCVs, but not happening. That's not actually what is happening here. What are the Lings doing instead? I don't know. Army pushing in. There are not many of these dudes left. Ow! Getting hit on the back of the head by an Ultralisk is not a good feeling. Drones picked off. Nice target firing there from NaDa. Continue to make Marines. Man, these guys know they're dead. They just want to kill as many drones as they can before they die. Medics actually kind of blocking off the Marines a little bit here so they can do their terrible, terrible work. Yeah, man, drone count. Drone deaths is real nice here, but eventually the Marines do get killed. The medics get taken out here too. Lings picking off the SCVs that were brave enough and dumb enough to come back here to the 4th base of NaDa. These medics make me think there's a drop down here, but it's just medics. They have like almost full energy and there's nothing for them to do. It's kind of sad, actually. Oh, high ground tanks. Ultra's not the place for you guys. Not where you want to fight. Also, Scourge not flying over Marines. Bad. Bad for you too. Okay, well, more Ultras, more drones, more hatcheries. Replacing his 3rd is Rhett. Secret base down here. I don't know that NaDa knows about this. It's very close to his 4th, which is a ghost town, by the way. So NaDa's natural base is mined out. His main is mined out. He's got a 3rd, which is happily mining. But economically, he's in a really bad spot. He is making 8 Marines at a time because Marines are cheap and Marines are incredibly viable even into the late game. And he's going to push out again because you can't just let the Zerg player re-macro up here. You just can't do it. More Ultras, though, man. It's just so much Ultra. If the Ultras could be on the offensive in a Dark Swarm capacity, like up in here, it'd be really, really good. I mean, I'm sure Rhett's trying to do that. What did they just... A dropship just got scourged down? I got that out of the corner of my... I was watching the minimap, and I moved up to see what it was, and then it exploded. I think it was a dropship. That's what it sounded like. It didn't sound like a science vessel explosion anyway. But how are the upgrades for the Marines? They have 3-3 because of course they do. Ultralisks sitting here at 5-2. Not working on that +3 attack upgrade for ground units. Interestingly enough, Dark Swarm, go. Dark Swarm, go? Dark Swarm. Okay, well, there it is. I mean, a little late, but these tanks are in trouble. Splash damage again counts inside Dark Swarm. And so if you're firing on an Ultra, and there's an Ultra next to it, it takes that splash damage. And there we go. Dead. Okay, 119 to 103 supply. NaDa in the lead again, but he can't mine from his 4th base, which is really not good for him. Ling counterattack from Rhett sneaking up. He can't really engage with his army right now, so the counterattacks are going to have to be real. And yes, in fact, they are. Marines are coming up to try to deal with this, and the tanks are gone. Good positioning, though. The Marines putting themselves in a little niches where it's hard for them to be attacked. So top right-hand base is gone. NaDa manages to take that one out quite nicely. Tanks setting up in the newly constructed 3rd base. And that's a lot of dead drones, man. It is not looking good for Rhett. Not at all. 137 to 112 supply. I mean, is he eventually going to be able to establish his 4th? Does he even need a 4th is the question of the day. He's scouting this bottom left-hand base that Rhett has had for a while. I think this might be the first time he knew it existed. He's got a big old army. Big old Marine army here. Making more Ultras, making more Defilers. Rhett is trying to do what he can with this. Trying to get flank attacks off, right? And Ling's coming in to assist with this. Again, Ling DPS cannot be discounted. And wow, just wiped out that entire Marine army. That was very nice. That was something Rhett needed to do. He needed to get a major victory in a situation here against his Terran opponent, or he was going to be in a lot of trouble. So now he's in a better position. Still 4,700 gas from NaDa. Are you kidding me right now? That is so much gas. All right, man. Dark Swarm. That's a great Dark Swarm. Some of the best Dark Swarm we've seen. And no, you're not getting out. You're not getting home, medics. Or actually, you are. We're going to just let you run. If that's okay. If that's okay with you. Well, I couldn't kill this in a traditional manner, said NaDa, so I'm just going to wipe out all of the drones using the old irradiated science vessel trick. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, irradiated science vessel trick. Not enough Marines. I don't think there's enough Marines here to do this. There's a lot of medics, but the medics can't help in the situation all that much. And now the medics, ugh, that's a medic massacre right here. I never liked how they completely dismember when they die. Like, their head pops off, their arms and legs pop off their body, and they just lay there splat on the ground. I don't understand it. Whosever idea that was. I understand it was the 90s. It was a different time. Oh, more drones going down. I need yet another base that Rhett has taken. How many kills you guys have? Does it count kills if you irradiate kill stuff? I don't know. This one has 20. I have to imagine so. That science vessel has 21 kills. I have to imagine that's the case. This is amazing. Ultralisks running on it. That's a mined out 3rd base right now. Okay, so base up top that NaDa's taking. Meanwhile, Ultras and Lings are here. Goodbye, SCVs. SCV count is plummeting for NaDa right now. These Lings are mean. They are lean, mean, fighting machines, trying to irradiate these Ultras and lower their lifespans. Irradiate the Defilers, actually. That is definitely your priority target. Good job by you. And NaDa taps out the counterattack by Rhett. Is enough. The new base has not been established. The army supply was too low. And Rhett just managed to out macro and beat NaDa in a 28-minute TVZ. Holy cannoli. What losses from both sides, too. I mean, I feel like Rhett lost about 200 drones, which is probably not accurate, but lost hatcheries. That 3rd base died a couple times. Top right-hand base died. Whatever number this base was, the top-hand side base died as well, but never really was threatened at his home. And I think that was the big deal. Is this Ultra stuck? Do you think he's stuck? How long has he been here? Yes, I know you have to, like, ultra fast forward to this position. He's been here for a while. I wonder if he can't get out. Oh, my mini-map disappeared. Come back, mini-map. Oh, no, maybe not. I'm curious about this guy. Sorry, bear with me for a second. So he pops there, and he sits here for the last... like, for the rest of the game. Okay, fair enough, dude. I think he's stuck. I don't think Rhett forgot about him. Anyway, the point is that Rhett never really had his tech structures threatened at all. Period. The Terran army never got within spitting distance of the Greater Spire, or the Ultralisk Cavern, or the Defiler's Mound, or the Queen's Nest, or anything else, or the Hive. These macro hatches never really took any damage either. That was amazing. That was really, really good stuff from Rhett. This is why he's one of the greatest Foreigner Brood War players of all time. Took down NaDa in a 28-minute game. Fantastic. Okay, checking out our final score. Which somebody got on me for not doing that recently, so I'm going to try to remember to do it here. But the point is, units produced. 491 by Rhett. Ended up killing 269 and lost 296. What a weird symmetry that is. NaDa killed 285 units, which is amazing, but lost almost as many, which is... when you have Marines, I guess that's a little bit to be expected. And then, man, this is just Rhett macro. This is it right here. 21,000 gas mined to 13 gas for NaDa. 36 minerals mined to 32 for NaDa. 58 spent to 40 for NaDa. Just took those bases. Again, risky, right? Lost a bunch of hatcheries, but had enough in the end to where NaDa couldn't even get a fourth base down, and that's what killed him. Rhett, serious business, man. What a great Zerg player he is. All right, well, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, where I am playing Warcraft 2 right now, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.